Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Phat Catz. I'm Tate, and I'm here with...
I'm Jose, and I'm here with...
Oh, I'm Randy, and I'm here with...
I'm Tate, and I'm here with you. We have a very exciting episode for you all today. We have some local celebrities right now. So if you're not aware, this last weekend was Pokemon Regionals, and Jose and Randy here participated. Randy, would you like to explain how that went?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Pokemon will have like a year-long circuit, and the goal of that circuit is to try and collect as many championship points as you can. You can get a good amount of points by doing local events like the League Challenges and the League Cups, think like RCQ level type events. But the big points you can get come from various regionals and international championships that take place across the globe throughout the year. There's typically like 20, 30 regionals every season, something like that. And usually one of them will land somewhere in Texas. For the past 2 years, it's been San Antonio. This year it was Houston. But basically, it's just big, giant tournament. People competing for big championship points, competing for a lot of sealed product, a lot of cash prizes. Like I think top 32 each earned like $1,000 at least.
Something like that.
And
then first place got like 10,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
and
you know, we came out.
Yes, y'all made it in the top like 20, right?
Nah, we're in the red. We win negative monies.
Oh, you
Sorry, Randy, what?
Yeah. One thing that's a little different from Pokemon system to Magic system is that the World Championships is actually the only international championship, or invitational, my bad. So anyone can sign up and compete at a regionals and international championships. It's just you need to try and get enough points to qualify for Worlds, and that's what a lot of people at these championships are chasing.
Nice.
First place in the the regionals also get an invitation out to the Worlds event, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I was looking at the tournament board for yesterday, and I saw that the person that won, they were from Mexico, not even from Texas, and the other person was from like Japan or something like that. I saw.
Yeah.
I think Japan got first.
Oh, Japan got first. My bad. But yeah, so that's cool to think that people come from like all over the world just for these regional ones.
Last year I played up against a French-Canadian guy. He was really swell. It was my first time playing against the Snorlax stall deck in ever. And so I had the grand pleasure of actually playing against that and trying to figure that out, which was very interesting for him. He was just like, most people, they hate me. And I'm just like, no, I don't care. This is my first time playing against it, so whatever. And I lost because I didn't tech against it. Thank you, Canceling Cologne, for not appearing in my list. You can see me in like 1,300th place in the TCG rankings on Limitless TCG.
Oh.
Speaking of which, to give you all the scale for this event, there were about 3,200 players, if I remember correctly.
3,300 players total in all of the events. There was, I think, 26 to 2,700 masters in our division for TCG.
Yeah, because it also doesn't the regionals hold Pokemon Go and the video game as well?
So Pokemon Go, Unite, not Unite, the video game, VGC, and TCG, and then a bunch of different side events, cups, challenges.
And then each of those like different competitions are split further by age division.
Right.
Yeah.
So like unlike Magic, Pokemon actually has like 3 separate age brackets.
Okay.
It's like 13 and younger, 14 to 17, and then 18 plus, I believe, are the divisions.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So you said there was like 3,200 people total at this thing? So this was held at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Do you think it was big enough to hold all of y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, pretty well, yeah. Because like both of the San Antonio venues felt a little small for the crowd they were handling, but this one felt appropriate.
Yeah. And they weren't even using the whole convention center.
Really?
They were only using about a quarter or a half of it.
Yeah, because they basically just like combined 2 convention halls because they have
And there was a
the big
second
dividers.
floor, so yeah, they combined 2 convention halls.
Right, okay. So there was plenty of room for it all.
Well,
Yeah, it was
kind of.
It was utterly massive, except for some specific parts that we might get to later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple of complaints, and if you also had complaints for the Pokemon Regionals, I urge you, and just like the organizers urged me, put in a ticket with Pokemon. They love hearing your feedback. Just be kind to the people that are on the other side of that thing, because they're human too, right? And it's not their fault that the regional was bad, or rather the side events part was bad. It's a thing that we can work together to fix, and it's not a thing that you can beat into submission. I have a couple of ideas, and I shared some of those ideas with the folks there. I don't know if they implemented it because I just did not want to sit back in that crowd again. But more on that later.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, the people that you're submitting these tickets to are not the ones who make the decision, so be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind and rewind. Wait, wrong thing. Okay, well, you did mention there were side tournaments, but like right now, what I want to ask y'all about is how was the process of actually going into the main tournament for this all? Because y'all play on day one, or is it you start on day two and then play?
So what ends up happening is the regional is split up into essentially 3 days. The first day is just the opening event. There's a bunch of side events. There's a bunch of signups happening. And then you have day one and then day two. You're going to be playing, if you're playing in the regionals, the main event, you're going to be playing in day one. And if you get a certain score, you're invited to play in the second day of competition. If you can't get that score, if you don't get to that score, then you're just out. And the second day essentially becomes a day where you hang out and then go, do I leave Houston now or do I leave Houston later?
Yeah. For, more specifically, for this year in Houston, their phase 1 was 8 rounds, and you had to get a total of 16 points in order to advance to day 2. The way that Pokemon scoring works is that every win is worth 3 points, every tie is worth 1. So the worst you could do to qualify for day 2 was 5 wins and 1 tie. So
Okay.
yeah, so based on the fact that we know what points are needed ahead of time, then we can pretty comfortably say if you get 3 losses, you're basically out of contention.
Yeah.
Yikes, that's a high percentage to try to get.
It's stiff, yeah. But day 2 is when the competition and the pricing gets like real.
Okay. So, what time did y'all start your first round?
Like 8:30?
In the morning?
In the morning?
Okay. Do y'all remember what your first competitor was like?
Yep.
What type of deck they ran, like that?
I remember all of them.
Okay. Well, what about you, Randy? What's the first deck you encountered going into this?
So I went into the event not wanting to face any Gardevoirs, and my round 1 opponent was playing Gardevoir.
I looked at the meta percentage, and it looked like 21% played like Carnivore or something like that.
Yep.
Oh, you did more research than I did.
I did this morning while I was drinking coffee at the coffee shop. I was trying to prepare.
Yeah, because like I was playing the Golden Go deck. It's a pretty aggressive. It's a pretty aggressive deck, and Gardevoir is just kind of one of my worst matches for it. Specifically, if they're playing like the Jelly build of it, which is using an item blocking Jellicent.
Okay.
And so, obviously, I faced exactly that round 1, like easily my worst matchup. So that went very poorly.
What was your win-loss against that?
2 losses.
2 losses? Okay, cool. What about you, Jose?
I remember my opponent fondly. His name is Antonio. He's a very fond Gengar lover. He was there with his grandparents from Kansas, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, really cool guy. We had a super great conversation to open up, and then I just lost him. He was playing Goldango. Pretty similar build to yours. I think there was not too much deviation between the Goldango list. I think there was a couple of tech pieces that were a little different from what you were running.
Was it Prime or Box?
I think it was Box.
That makes sense. Box being the ace spec, because Golden Go is split between 2 of the 1 per deck ace specs.
Is Goldango the one that looks like the dancing
The stack
poo
of
noodle?
coins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He looks like one of those car sales poo noodles to me.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
he does. But yeah, he was a really cool dude. He was dripped out in Gengar gear. Like he had a
Heck
Ghastly
yeah.
shirt, and then he had the Gengar chain.
Oh, okay, so he was repping.
Dude, he was so fun to hang out with and talk to. I got to meet his grandparents too.
Wow.
They're cool. Oh my gosh, they almost look like oh my gosh, Superman's grandparents.
His parents, you
Yeah,
mean?
his parents look like Superman.
Mom and Pa Kent.
Yeah, Mom and Pa Kent, down to the overalls and the, and the cane and everything. It was so cute and quaint.
Yeah,
You said they're from Kansas?
They're from Kansas too.
Isn't Superman from Kansas?
Yep.
Did you face Superman?
He felt like Superman, dude. He was so cool. He was so chill. Like I lost, but I didn't feel like I was losing. I gained a friend.
Sick.
Yeah,
Which is
like,
even more hilarious considering that we have an Antonio in town who also loves Gengar, isn't dripped out in Gengar stuff, and I was just like, huh? What?
I guess if your name is Antonio, you just have to like Gengar.
You're obligated now.
Get it.
Antonio Banderas. Puss in Boots, right?
Yeah, he loves his Gengar.
Yeah, he loves his Gengar.
Have you not seen like his interviews where he's just repping the Gengar gear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that was one of his in his contract when he played Zoro. They had to give him a real life Gengar.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
Seeing
right?
Zoro with a Gengar. I choose you, little Zoro. And he's got a mask.
So it sounds like y'all both have very different experiences for your
Oh, yeah.
first round.
I mean, we both lost, so.
Right, fair. But so Jose, it sounds like you really have a good time like connecting with people when you do these things.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to like say like if there was any of this that occurred, but was there any like bad experiences with players going into this? And is there anything you would like to recommend to people to avoid or try to deal with that type of thing?
I mean, not anything I didn't expect, right? Like you have folks out there that are just kind of, they bring their own personality to the thing, and sometimes that personality is just a little too much to be in a very crowded space. And that's totally fine, right? Like if you expect it, it's whatever, right? It's a public area. You're gonna see all kinds of folks. Shower, wear deodorant, clean up beforehand, wear clean clothes. I'm not saying that there wasn't any sneaky people there, but there was. You know, it just happens. Nerds getting together, doing the thing.
Yeah, wasn't as bad as last year, though. I will say that.
Okay.
Wasn't as bad as last year. Especially interesting considering that there were an extra 1,000 people compared to the year before.
Does Pokemon have rules to enforce that when they're at like how Magic
Very
does?
much so.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if someone's being very egregious with their like behavior or their stuff, just quietly tell the judge, right? No need to make a fuss about it. Do not confront the people. Just be like, judge, this person over here in that shirt or whatever, like do the thing. Or even better, instead of telling the judge, gently talk to that person. Remember that person is a person, and remember that person might not know that this might happen. I know a lot of folks who grew out their hair for COVID just didn't know how to take care of it. Right? Because they couldn't go to get haircuts. And so they were just like, screw it. I like the long hair look. And while it works for some people, and it works for most people, like, you look great with long hair. And you got to grow it back. Sorry that Frankenstein cut it all off.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's funny you say though, because I did grow my hair out for during COVID, and then halfway through I was like, I hate this, and I shaved bald like I did with Frankenstein.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. Some people just don't know that they should shampoo it, condition it, brush it, and that seems like a no-brainer for some folks, but some people just weren't raised with all of that instruction with them, because they just had easy to manage hair. Like it's just like, oh yeah, I wash. It's like, well, you washed short hair your whole life, and now that you have long hair, it's a little different. It takes a lot more work, and so gently educate these folks. I feel like the world could be a better place if we did more of that. But yeah, no, it was really good. The big thing with the regionals is that everyone's trying to have a good time.
Right.
And so everyone's trying to not harsh each other's vibes. And so please don't go in expecting something horrible, because you might find it just because you are kind of, what is it called? It's a self-fulfilled prophecy. Or if you like seek out that evil, the evil will find you.
Right.
Yeah.
So with all these rounds, what was the turnaround rate like for you between like playing around and then waiting for your next round? Like, did you have to wait a bit, or?
It really just depends on how fast you finish your round, right?
Okay.
Like my first round finished pretty quick. My first game, I just had all my Pidgeys prized. And so I was just like, cool, can't do anything. I got to survive off the meager little amount of Hoot Hoots. My opponent, really great at targeting those down and targeting down my Charmanders. And so really like swept the legs out from under me. Totally fine. Trying to hold on to like a positive vibe for the rest of them. And he was a cool dude anyway, so it didn't matter. I had maybe, I think, 15 minutes left in the round after that. And the opponent, or to my right, because you're pretty much in a room with thousands of other people, and so you're going to have people to your left and to your right. The gentleman to my right and across from my opponent, or across from the person to the right of me, was also a professor, and he invited me outside to just chat, and we just hung out and chatted about what he does, what I do, right? Because we both judge, and so it's like, oh, okay, cool, that's neat.
Was there at any point, but during y'all's rounds during these long days, around what time did you start to feel the fatigue of like playing all these rounds back to back and like not having a lunch break, because that was one thing that you said that they didn't do.
So we actually countered that really well by buying HEB groceries beforehand and making lunches for ourselves.
Yep. Yeah, and so like my round 4 ended pretty quickly. So like after that, I was able to like just find a quarter, sit down, and eat my sandwiches.
Right. Do you know like at what point you were like, oh, okay, I think I'm about Pokemon out for today? Like, was there any part of that where you felt that, or it was like, no, I'm
I think it was Sunday right before we left.
Okay.
We were pretty good, and we wanted to Pokemon like basically all day. Like there was some point where we were like, oh, we're hungry, and so we left to get dinner because, well, I got knocked down around 3.
Around
Yeah.
this, okay.
Yeah. I didn't make it much further. I got knocked out around 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone that we know here in town that made it past day 1?
Oh yeah, Alex.
Nice.
I just said his full legal name. Oops.
I'll
We're
bleep
gonna have
it.
to-
I'll bleep
yeah.
that bottom half
So-
out.
Probably playing Dango.
Yeah, he was playing Dango, I think, and he did really good. Not surprised. Him and his whole squad do really, really well practicing with each other, and he plays some real tight games. And he's also like a really kind individual, and I think that's the one thing that kind of propels him ahead of some of his peers, is that he is very ready with advice to help you play your game a lot better. And I find that if you take the time to teach other people, you end up learning more than if you had just tried to learn yourself, right? Which is how I kind of did like pretty good last year, despite not having any practice at all, was just because, you know, like sometimes just teaching folks just gets you there.
Right.
Aiden, the kiddo, he's a senior. He plays like a master, but he's a senior. He made day 2 in his division. He's doing really good. And then there was one more, I think.
Yeah. I forget his name, but he had to move a few years ago, or like last year.
Kyle. Yeah.
Or was it Kyle? That was
No, we saw him in day 2, like our first round. So I don't think he day 2'd.
You know. Shoot, I am just.
Was it Matthew?
It was the military kid.
Yeah, it was Matthew then.
Yeah, the Raging Bull player.
Really swell guy. We saw him while we were in line getting our tickets, and he was walking by with his like bag. He had just gotten out of the airport, just got to the convention center, and we're like, dude, get in line. This line we're halfway through it, and it's like, it's super long behind us. Like, it was the line to get tickets. We're like, dude, come in here. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's get our badges and let's get in here.
And then he made day 2.
Yeah, he made day 2. He's been on that tournament grind as well, and
Okay.
so I'm not surprised at all. He was good before he left, and then since leaving, he's been better just because he's now, I think he's judging tournaments as well.
Okay.
So that's another, like, you know, another mark in the whole, like, hey, help other people and you'll help yourself, because what ends up happening is that you end up learning. And so he's doing great because he's judging, he's teaching people. But yeah, that's the one thing about Pokemon, at least the card gaming community in general too, is just that we're so passionate about this stuff. And so it's like really cool to see all these people just help each other out. But I think those are all the day 2s. There was one in our group that got really close.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe went 4-4.
Dang.
Yeah. Played all 8 rounds. Was playing Alakazam, the big Zam, the big hand.
Yeah.
And rogue deck list, but he did really good, and he just stuck it through all 8 of his rounds. So proud of him for doing that.
Heck yeah.
I didn't. The first year I didn't, and then this year I totally didn't. I just crashed out after round 3.
Was this Joe's first year going with y'all?
Yeah.
This is his first regional.
Heck yeah. Way to go, Joe.
Yeah, because like I think his record was like 3-3 when he finally got his third loss, and so like he still made it like a lot farther than the rest of us did.
Oh yeah.
And then just sticking it out for the rest of the rounds just to get the practice in, because like you don't have to drop once you get your third loss. It's just a matter of like you're just not going to make it into day 2.
Right.
What was your second round opponent?
Second round opponent was a Dragapult, which is pretty favored for me. I just had Dango starts. I just didn't play the game.
Yeah. I was playing up against Mirror. I was playing against Terrazard. We were practically playing the same deck. I think his name was Alex. He was a Houston local, I believe, if I remember the conversation correctly. Really chill dude. I vibe really hard with like certain folks, and we vibed really hard. This dude had like the coolest glasses too. It was like frameless, and then just gold. And so he looked real dripped out.
Ooh, classy.
Yeah, dude, I was playing against some opponents that were like really, really well dressed.
That's the thing about Houston locals, though. That's one thing I know about Houston locals. They're always dripped out.
They're always dripped out. But yeah, no, he's a cool dude. I super misplayed super hard against him, and he let me do that to teach me some hard lessons. That's totally fine. He corrected me afterwards. We even had a gentleman's agreement where if it's like, dude, if it gets the time, I'll just give you the win because you had that the last game. You just missed it. And I was like, dude, thanks. You're so awesome. Because I won game 1, should have won game 2, should have won game 3, but I just like forgot my lines because I just don't practice at all. I judge events. I don't play them. Yeah. So
and it's always funny, like on Sundays, like with you and Randy, where it's like we're closed and y'all are just like, okay, let's play a couple games. Okay, we're good.
Yep.
Yeah. And like most of the time we're playing GLC.
Yeah.
We're not even playing standard.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to play the deck that I wanted to play like towards the end of it because I had seen this Raging Bolt list that was really stupid and I really wanted to play it.
Right,
like,
the Joltik one?
Yeah, the Joltik Box Miraidon, like Raging Bolt. It got 22nd in San Juan and I was like, what the heck is this?
Wow.
I really wanted to try it. Played it. It was really stupid. I loved it. But I needed to give Charizard some love before it goes away because it is rotating.
Yep. So how'd your round 3 go?
Round 3, I think it was pretty bad. Oh my gosh, what was the name of my opponent?
Was he dropping names and social security numbers at this point?
Yeah, dude. His address was.
Yeah.
I gotta look at his driver's license. So.
I'm gonna need your first name, last name deck list.
You made them check a box before every match saying they were not a robot.
Yeah, I'm not a robot. Oh, I just remember I lost, and it was like not great. We went to time last round, and so I went straight into this round. He was still a great guy. I just don't remember what I was playing or against. I just forgot. I could pull it up on Arcanine. What was your round 3 opponent while I'm doing that?
My round 3 was against a Cynthia's Garchomp deck. That was an incredibly close game.
It was a Mega Lucario EX deck.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, picking up on the Mega Lucario before rotation because that deck's crazy soon. But
He was. His name was Max. No, wait. No. That's not it. No, that's. Sorry, that's the GLC event that we went to. Or that I went to.
But yeah, so the Cynthia's Garchomp matchup is pretty interesting. It's just a matter of like, if the Garchomp deck can get like set up in time, then it can be a problem for Dango because it has like 400 HP and only gives up 2 prize cards. It's a pretty like race to get set up kind of matchup, and I was able to get there first both games, so like I was able to do that pretty well.
Sorry, my round 2 opponent was Juan. My round 3 opponent was Alex. I got them mixed up. That's why I couldn't remember. No, Juan was the guy who was the Houston Regional. Really cool. Alex, he was playing Mega Lucario. Really cool guy. Practically new to Pokemon. But he definitely got more practice than me and deserved that win. So
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, the vibes are definitely interesting once you hit 2 losses because at that point you know that one more loss and you're like out of competition basically. You know that, your opponent knows that, so like stakes are pretty high once you hit that point.
No Hunter Burton incident, right?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see anyone get arrested next to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty chill crowd this year.
Well, knowing that y'all lost and didn't make it to day 2, I know there are a bunch of side events that go on as well.
Oh yeah.
What type of side events did y'all do?
GLC, I did a lot
GLC?
of GLC.
yeah, he did a lot of GLC. I did a couple of just random side events. I like new formats in trading card games, and so I tried this Ditto draft thing.
Okay.
Where you open up a pack and you make it into a 20-card deck, and then you play against another person who has done the same. And you can evolve any Pokemon into any other Pokemon once a turn using your Ditto ability. And you can even skip the basic to the 2nd generation and end your turn. And then the energies in your deck are any color, so it doesn't matter. And so the card effects are really interesting. Because like cards like Levincia are like crazy. Because it says like take 2 lightning energy in your discard pile and add it to your hand. And it just reads take any energy from your discard pile, add it back to your hand, which is really fun.
Is this Pokemon Booster Blitz?
It's Pokemon
Pretty
Booster
much.
Blitz, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then round 2, you add a 2nd pack, and then you make a 30-card deck out of that, and then you face off against another opponent who has a 30-card deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 2 prizes for the first round and 3 prizes for the second round, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, because of the general power level, like, rule box Pokemon tend to be pretty broken.
Yeah, if you can use them.
So was this a fun format, or do you think it still needs to be worked out a little bit?
Oh no, it's a pretty fun format. I think mill as a strategy should be a thing, especially against some of the more powerful like EX decks, because then you can swap into stuff, but accidentally milling yourself out, it just kind of feels bad, man. And so one of the extra rules is if you run out of cards in your deck, you just shuffle your discard pile and put it back. But like I can see that if it was not a casual format, right, then like mill should be a win condition. But it's a casual format, so it doesn't matter.
It's the ridiculousness of it is like the draw of it. Like it's one of those goofy formats.
Yeah.
Like not meant to be taken seriously.
And that's where my gripes are. Is some of the way that the side events were kind of handled, just because it's pure chaos up there sometimes, right? Like especially since this is some folks' first regional event. I'm pretty sure there was a good handful of folks, like 10 to 15, who signed up for side events and just like didn't get into any of them because they didn't realize that signing up was only half the steps. You also had to like take your sign up thing and bring it to a counter and tell them, hey, I'm signing up for a standard event, right? Because they have this online sign-in form,
right?
So that you don't have to pay at the counter and they don't have to they don't have to process any payments and stuff.
But it doesn't automatically.
It doesn't automatically put you into the queue.
Interesting.
Especially since at some point they stop doing the side events, but they don't announce that. And so that was kind of rough because I signed up like almost last minute, didn't get into it because they're like, sorry, we can't do anything. And I was like, I didn't know that they closed at 5, right? It makes sense, right? Because, you know, if you're playing 3 rounds of Pokemon and the venue closes at 7, 5 o'clock is kind of the cutoff time for that because you're just like, oh, hey.
How late is the regionals like open to the public to like play and all that?
Until about 7.
Till about 7, okay.
And like open to the public is kind of tentative. You do have to like get a spectator's pass to even enter the venue, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Like not just anyone can come.
I
in.
just know if it was like an anime con where it's like open till midnight, and then they have like at the hotel that's affiliated with they have like the after parties and stuff like that.
No, not anything like that. I think the issue with that is that they have too big of a crowd in terms of because like with an anime convention you could be pretty certain that there's going to be way more adults than there are children,
right?
Whereas at a Pokemon tournament about a third of us are going to be underage folks, right? And so you can't really do much in the way of after parties, and Pokemon as a company doesn't want to promote the drinking of alcohol or anything like that, so they can't do anything crazy. Whereas your local Comic-Con probably don't care about that specific thing.
I mean, the after party I went to at the Anime Con was just like a dubstep.
Yeah, it was just
dance.
a rave.
There was no drinking. It was just like us with headphones on going.
I know that like some like content creators will like have their own after parties and different things, but it's like completely unaffiliated with the actual Pokemon company.
Yeah.
And then
day 2 when we went to those side events, we had the issue of like everybody who lost wanted to play in the side events, right? And so the side events booth was just way overcrowded and it was way underorganized. And
because how many people would have to lose on day 1 for day 2 to go?
I don't
Because
remember the numbers.
There's over 3,000 of y'all.
But like a good like majority are knocked out of day 1.
So like everyone probably got the 3-day pass. Well, it's not even a 3-day pass. I'm guessing it's just
it's just the pass. Like,
it's just the pass. So those people that aren't going forward.
So if we do the math, half the people will lose round 1 if there's no ties, right? Half the people of that will lose round 2, and half the people of that will lose round 3. And so already you're at, if we do math really easy, 2,500, 1,250, 1,250 divided by 2 is like 675. So already 675 people, ish.
Yeah.
And that's only after round 3.
Yeah.
And then that's not including anybody who like tied the first 4 rounds.
Right.
Because if you tie 4 rounds and you're just also, or if you tie, no. Yeah, if you tie 4 rounds, even if you don't lose, I think you're still out because that's 4 points, and then the rest of yours. No, you could still day 2 with 4 and 4 or 4-0-4.
Long story short, it was a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, and there's also the issue of like there's also an issue with the prize wall of it was a little bit too generous, and so like long story short, you could sign up for side events in like pods of 4, and it's like $10 entry per person, so like $40 overall, and you had like a pot basically of 200 prize wall points. And the prize wall, we're giving away single booster packs for 10 points apiece. And so the math on that works out is like if you and 3 buddies pool like $40 into the spot, you're getting 20 packs for $40, $2 a pack. And so what a lot of people were doing is they were like signing up for these side events, like kind of half playing the game of like, oh, here's my basic. Oops, I'm just not going to bench anything. These rounds go super, super quick. Get our packs, flip into the vendor, turn around, do it again.
It had me till flip to the vendor.
Yep. And so like people were like trying to like churn through these side events as quickly as possible. And so there was just a lot of people trying to spam side events at the same time.
I hate that.
And the biggest issue is that there wasn't like a separate queue for the standard tournaments that people were gaming and everything else. So like you sign up for a Ditto draft and it's going to take you an hour to get to your event like everyone else.
I think the issue wasn't that. Like that is an issue. Like they did have a separate line for all the like side events, but they were all lumped together. The issue was on the back end. The receiving professors were just given the next ticket in the queue, right? And that was mostly these standard games. And then the other thing was it's all on the receiving end. I think the organizers could have done better. And then I even solicited this where I was like, hey, me and my 4 people who are waiting for this Ditto draft have been waiting for like 30, 40 minutes now. Can we help you organize these people, right, to get them into their respective areas so it's easy for your professors to find their games, right? And I think hopefully at the next regionals that we go to or just the next event that they just separate people into their respective games. So that way the professors only have to go to the standard folks to find all the standard players. And then if they can disseminate that information and be like, hey, I think one of the suggestions that I had like come up with was tell the person that is signing up who they're playing with, right? And then help them find that person so that they can all hang out together. Right? Because if I told you, hey, go find Alex, right? And then you're like, oh, I'm going to find this Alex guy. And then you knew his first, last name. And he's standing in the standard center. You're like, hey, is there an Alex, this guy? And then he raises his hand and you go to him. And then someone comes up and they're like, I'm looking for Tate. And then you raise your hand. And then that's your third opponent. And then now you know, like, hey, we have 3 in the queue for our pod. We're about to get our 4th. Is this worth sticking around and staying for? Because one of the issues that I had was the first day I signed up for a GLC event, waited 40 minutes, and then me and the one other person just couldn't find the 3rd and 4th person. And if it was just us 2 standing next to each other for 20 minutes, I would have been like, dude, are you going? Are you leaving? Because I would rather do literally anything else than stand here in this crowd. And watch other people get to their games. Like raids were going faster than us, and that's a like silly little format, and so.
Which was also pretty cheesable if memory serves.
Yeah, so it was just like, okay, come on, you guys, like. Can we get some organization here to do this thing? Because it would be so much better. Because they were just sending us to one location. And one of the other issues was that the waiting area for the on-demand events was being used as a seating area for just a lot of other people, right? Who weren't waiting for on-demand events. Right. I saw someone doing like homework. Like they were doing their college essay. And I was just like, you're not waiting for an event. What are you doing here? Like go to a food table and do this. But they're entitled to use the space as they need to.
Yeah, unfortunately the not enough seating has just been a problem at every Pokemon Regionals. That's just kind of an unsolvable issue, though.
Yeah, like sure, but you can also make it so that the seating area, like if you eliminated the tables and just put chairs, you can fit twice the number of people in that space. And eliminate people who are going to use that table for like non-waiting purposes. Because Then you won't have people who are like, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. There's no tables in the eating area. I'm just going to sit wherever.
Yeah.
Right? Because they had, I had seen professors putting tape down into areas, and it was like 4 competitors only written on that tape. You had this one guy who was just like writing in Sharpie on the tape every like 8 or so feet. He's like on his hands and knees writing 4 competitors only, and then moving over 8 feet, 4 competitors only, because people were using the space that they were using for the seniors division matches, like the kids, and they were just sitting there eating because it was right next to a food stall.
Yep.
It was just like, come on.
Yeah, just ruining the tablecloths.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like, oh man. But yeah, like just a little more structure in the event, a little more organization, and I feel like it can really run a lot more smoothly.
Do you think this was due to them being in a new location, or?
So that's the thing, is that from what I heard, the Pokemon company or the folks who run the events, like, they hire on different crews each time, because if they go to a different venue, then they have to find whole new folks and locals there. The professors are a pretty consistent crowd, right? It's just the convention space organizers. I don't think it's anything that they did. Well, I don't think it's anything that they did wrong for them, because if this were like a regular event, I think they would have handled it pretty well. But because of the diversity of the side events and all that stuff, that's what really killed them, right? Because if they were just doing like some regular gaming event, well, it's just like, well, the side events are all like basically going to take care of themselves. It's like, you sign up for this, you're in this area, right? Because if you think like a fighting game tournament, right? They have screens set up and all that stuff, and they're like, okay, cool, this place is the Tekken zone, this place is the Smash Bros zone, right? And so like, if someone signs up for that, it's really easy to send them off to that area. But when you're like, oh, we're signing up for different Pokemon tournaments, and this is the place allocated for that, it's a little rough. They reuse a lot of the same like materials from year to year too, like the same tent poles, and so it makes it a little difficult to set up different areas when you only have the one like landmark in your area, where it's just like, oh yeah, we don't have a sign that says this is for standard and this is for this thing. In fact, they barely had signs tall enough because they had to have a guy hold up the line for the all the other side events, because there was a line for the standard events and people were flocking to that. But then since there was a huge crowd around that booth to sign up for the events, they had to have a guy hold up a sign physically that says this is the line for GLC, Ditto, video game competitions, Pokemon Go, and raid battles. All the 5 different side events. Now, sure, like that is a waitlist. It's an 80-20 rule. 80% of players want to play standard, and then 20% of the players want to play 80% of the events, right? Because there's there's a bunch of side events, but like only one of them was important to most people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was funny. I even went up to him and was like, dude, you know that unscrews from the base and it's like easier to hold? And he's like, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to break it. I'm like, I feel like it's a big problem with society today, is people are afraid to break things. I love breaking things.
I'm scared of breaking things.
Yeah.
So,
I love taking things apart and putting things back together.
So looking forward to watching you judge next year. This is a joke.
I might,
Do
dude.
it.
I just might. Not in Texas though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna drive out to a regionals, bring my own car, bring my friends, I'm not gonna judge. I want to hang out. I want to eat. I want to party, right? Not that I partied this year too hard. We ate a lot of good food.
We had some really good food.
Yeah, but you know, if I'm gonna be flown out to someplace, that's when I want to like volunteer for an event.
Seattle. Go to the Seattle one.
Maybe.
Yeah, and some of the does some of the stuff you get for being a staff member sell for a crazy amount.
Yeah.
They also just pay you. Pay the judges, I'm pretty
Right.
sure. Yeah.
Well, speaking of merchandise, what'd y'all get? I know there's like a vendor booth, right?
Oh, there's lots of vendors.
I got not much.
Now, was there any issues of non-sanctioned Pokemon merch?
Not really, no.
No,
Because I know
So-
like Pokemon's like a stickler for that.
Yeah. They got a lot of like rules and regulations. I don't think any of the we don't need to call out any of the vendors, but also like I don't think any of the vendors are doing anything incorrect, right? Yeah. I think my biggest issue with the vendors is the vendor culture of just like a lot of people crowding around a specific spot.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because of the way that they need to set up their booths to protect their product. But then like the clamor of people around it, because it's, oh my gosh, when you see like a movie and you see like a bazaar booth open up and then you just see that clamor of folks like, I want one of those.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's exactly like that, except
Yeah.
it's Pokemon stuff.
When I was at San Japan and I went to the artist booth, oh my gosh, I was like one of the first people in line to go in, and I'm talking like hordes of people just storming in, and you could not walk side by side with someone. It was so cram packed.
Yep.
There's no way to fix that, I feel.
Yeah, it was especially bad on like the day zero, like the opening day when people are still like trying to get singles for their decks and stuff like that.
gosh.
Yeah,
Matching play sets.
My question is, why
fancy
would someone
versions.
wait until the day of the event?
Because they might not have a local game store that has all those things,
what?
and they
Fair.
might not want to order stuff. They also might have made some last minute changes to because I didn't submit my deck list until the night before,
Okay.
right? And so I didn't lock down my deck. And that's the thing. We had a discussion about this in the hotel room one night, where it's just like Japan lists are crazy. Like if you look at tournaments in Japan, they're insane. Like, and you got to take some of that with a grain of salt, because like some of the tech that they use in Japan, is due to how they play Pokemon. They play best of ones over there.
Oh, do they?
They don't play best of threes. And so skill is a huge factor in any card game, but I feel like in Japan, the best of one format rewards creative deck construction more than it does skill. And this part of the skill in the deck building and stuff like that and playing the game is trying to guess what the other people are going to be playing, and then adapting to that, and trying to guess what they're going to adapt to your strategy, and then guessing in response to that, right? Because it's just like, oh hey, like last year, I guessed that there was not going to be a lot of Snorlax players, and there wasn't, but I ran into one and got punished for it, for not playing the correct card to play against that deck, right? And so that's the kind of thing that you're like looking at. And there's a lot of last minute decisions that you got to make, because you're like, I don't know. There's a lot of flex spots in Pokemon, especially since there's no sideboard, and there's a lot of card draw and deck searching. And so you can make one or two card switches where you're just like, this card might not see a lot of play because I might not be playing against a lot of this deck, right? Like, for example, if you think there's a lot of Dango players, then you might want to play Moltres if you can get away with it, because Moltres eats Goldango, because it does extra damage to EXs, and Goldango is weak to fire types, and Moltres is a fire type. So super basic, like, kind of decision to make. But like, maybe you want to change up your ace back, or maybe you want to do a thing. And then the other big thing is matching playsets, because one of the issues that Pokemon has with deck list submission is that there is a bunch of they only have so many names that they can give cards, right? Because they have to be a Pokemon. Like Magic the Gathering, you can have Borborygmos and you can have Borborygmos Enraged, right? Totally easy thing. There are two completely separate cards. You can have just random guys that are just like, this is Thieving Varmint. He's just a guy, right? But in Pokemon, this would have to be like Pikachu or Thievul or something like that. And there are so many different versions of the cards in like a set too. Like I think in Obsidian Flames, there's like two different Charmanders or two different Pidgeys that you could be playing. And if you just write down the word Pidgey, that's not enough information for a judge to be like, that's the right version of the card in your deck. You have to write the like number and all that stuff. And so matching play sets is a really big deal, especially in competitions. There's the whole idea of getting an extra bit of advantage on your opponent, because if you reveal a certain card, and then, like, for example, if I was playing Cynthia and Caitlyn, and I had the full art in my hand, and I was looking for a supporter in my deck, and I showed the non-full art version of the card, and then added it to my hand using a card effect, and then I played the full art version, then my opponent knows that I still have a Cynthia Caitlyn in my hand, right? And so having matching play sets reduces the chance of that happening.
Right.
Because if you have two full art Cynthia Caitlyns, which, holy cow, good job, right? Because they're an expensive card, then you're revealing less information to your opponent, and you can hold back that other Cynthia Caitlin without worrying about revealing that wrong version of the card.
Yeah, and like the other big thing of like why people want to crowd the vendors is like bling and collectability, because like these vendors will have like there was like 9 vendors there, and so they'll have like plenty of opportunities for you to find like your full art Dawns, your full art like Colruses, stuff like that.
Your full art Cynthia Caitlins.
Yeah, and if
9
your goal,
vendors. That sounds. Just correct me if I'm wrong. That sounds small for like.
It kind
such
of
a big
is.
event.
But the main part of the event is in the vendors.
yeah,
Right? It's the actual tournament.
Right.
yeah, and like two of the vendors were like 90% plush as well. So like, there was like 7.5 card vendors realistically.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also like a lot of these vendors had like a bunch of like old cards and sealed packs. So like, you have a bunch of vendors selling like base set stuff, Hard Gold, Soul Silver, Sun and Moon era, which is pretty popular.
My TikToks were blowing up this weekend just saying about that stuff.
Oh yeah. I feel like the other issue is Pokemon as a big company doesn't want folks ruining their brand image, doing the thing, especially since they're such a child forward company. Totally understandable. Not knocking them for that, but like if you opened up a vendor hall for everybody, right, and like anybody can sign up and do the thing, and there was like a whole hall full of vendors. You've been to an anime convention.
Yeah.
How many vendors there shouldn't have been showing their products to everybody?
A lot. A lot. Yeah.
Dakimakura vendors, the sweaters.
The sweaters.
You know the sweaters I'm
yeah,
talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think like vendors would have that like the Pokemon event.
They shouldn't, and
Yeah.
that's why I think the number of vendors is so small, because it's like the same. It's like the same guys every year or something.
They basically
like that.
have to make sure that they can trust these individuals that.
And
Yeah.
if they open it up to too many people, then they have to police every single one of those, and they don't want to ruin that experience by like going, okay, cool, you're out of here, because like you obviously can't follow the rules for this or that. Right? Because you brought the wrong Gardevoir plush.
Right.
Or the wrong Vaporeon plush. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
But what did y'all get while y'all were there?
I got all this stuff. And
Yeah.
Randy got that stuff.
Yeah, Randy, show us some of your bling.
yeah, so usually I'm not a huge plush guy, but like they had a Ditto Shaman. It's like I couldn't not get this
Looks
for me.
so freaking stupid. I love him. Look at that guy.
Look,
Oh my
he's also so
gosh.
fluffy.
I really do like when they make Ditto versions of Pokemons. Like they're so much fun.
There
He's
was
so
there was a
soft.
lot of Ditto stuff, unsurprisingly,
I'm
because
sure
you know,
because that new
Pokopia.
Pokopia.
And then-
yeah.
And then not shown, but I also did find a plush Dugong, which I've been trying to find for the past 3 years for Lauren. So finally
okay.
was able to find one.
Nice.
And then I got some card bling as well, because like I was finally able to pick up some GLC staples. Like I finally found full art Guzmahala. See if that, yeah, full art Guzmahala, full art Hexmaniac, which is a card I deeply regret selling a while ago. And then like Electric and Wailord for general GLC stuff. Finally had the pre-release Giratina, and then just like a bunch of like the energies that I use.
Nice.
And then the Pokemon Regional Championships has their own like, what is it? Merch and swag. And so he's wearing his Incineroar shirt.
Yeah, I saw the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Incineroar shirt was too funny not to get.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got an Azumarill shirt. Not wore it today because I wore it to day one, and so I didn't want to stink up the studio. So I was like, I'll leave it home.
Oh, the Hexmaniac. was fun looking.
Alongside the regional merch, they had this is a Switch 2 bag. I used it to carry stuff because it's currently full of decks and deck lists. One of the cool bits of tech that I had invented was that if you want to hold a playmat in here, it sticks out the top. And I don't like having an open zipper when I'm in big crowds because that's just asking for someone to just sneak their little hands in there. And so I took 4 hair ties, and here, let me put my mic down. I don't like having it clipped, so oops, that's gonna be great for audio. So I took
Ah!
Yeah. I took 2 hair ties and I did the rubber band thing where I like get them together and like loop them into each other. Let me show you how to do that real quick. Oh my gosh. And so you take 2 rubber bands and then you put them on top of each other and you reach in through the other rubber band and then you just pull them like that and then now they're stuck.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then you take this and you just loop it into itself on one of these straps. and now you have 2 loops on either side, and you can put a playmat through that all rolled up, and it fits pretty snug.
Nice.
Cardboard wise, I got me a Cynthia Caitlin. I got my Pads for all my GLC. I got Ignition Energies just in case. I know I already had a playset, but I was like, I might play some rogue deck that might want it.
Yeah, like Honchkrow.
Oh, this was the promo that they gave us.
Oh, right, the
Dawn
Dawn.
The
promo?
Dawn promo.
I forgot to bring my
And
Dawn.
then the playmat was a Heracross playmat. I got a couple of GSC staples, the Double Dragon, a couple town maps. I already have a Dragon deck, and I already have a Double Dragon. I just got this in case someone else needed it.
Right.
I got a couple of cards for a buddy of mine. They like dogs, so I was just like, oh, cool. And they're a host to our weekly anime meetups, and so I'm like, well, thanks for letting us use your house for this stuff. The regional championships also had their own playmat merch that you could buy. I bought the little Pikachu one. It's cute. They had sleeves, and then they had a deck box. I like how cute that was.
Dang, all blinged out.
Yeah, because something that's fun is that if you're competing at the event, then they have like this unique merch stand that you can only go to if you're a competitor and only once. And so that's where we were able to pick up like the box, the sleeves, the playmat, the shirt.
Yeah.
So like the general public couldn't like access that merch. Basically,
They gave Jennifer one of the bands
Oh, did
to
they?
access
Okay.
the merch. So I think it's anybody who goes in.
Okay.
Okay.
We can only do it once though.
Oh, did Jennifer not compete?
No, she didn't. She was just there for having fun. So she played in a lot of side events. In fact, what's funny is she did the thing that a lot of folks did, which was split the tickets 4 different ways. But she had found a family of 3 to do that with. And so it was a mother, her son, and then her brother. Because the father was watching their other kid playing an event. And they were so fun. They're such a cute little family. Their kid is like 6 years old. And like half the time he's like not even watching his opponent play because it's family.
Right.
Who's gonna cheat against their 6-year-old kid? And they make little badges. Like his mom is so crafty. So this was the Mega Starmie.
Yeah.
This is made from a pack.
Oh,
They
it's made
just-
from a pack. That's cool.
So this is from the Perfect Order pack, Mega
That's
Starmie.
cool.
And so the button is just the pack front. And what's even more hilarious is that it's a small world. Joe played with the family first, and just like in his first side event, and then was just like, hey, I got this cool button. And then Jennifer just separately was just like, and I got this like mom's phone number, and we're just hanging out tomorrow all day to like do this thing. You know, all the funny jokes too. You know, like, oh, you got a girl's phone number. But no, yeah, really cute family. The kid was playing with a Celebi plush like 90% of the time. Gave that little plush lots of high fives and fist bumps because we were like, hey, how's it going, kiddo? He had this Greninja hat, like Ash's Greninja hat that his mom made. Super fun.
That's
super,
cool.
super adorable folks.
Who are these guys?
Who are these guys? This is a Ditto Charmander.
I love his face.
He's got a little Ditto face. Jennifer got that for me. I saw this hanging off of some guy's like backpack, and I was like, I need that in my life. And so I didn't steal it, but I bought the exact version. It's a little Charmander holding a little Charizard. Look at that little.
So precious.
Look at that little Charizard.
He's so happy. He's like,
I need to craft a little like embroidered version of that Charizard so that I can like make that a little. Look at how derpy that fucking Charizard is. It's so cute.
It reminds me of
No, swear words.
reminds me of that one Charmander plush is like Charmander with wearing like a Charizard hoodie.
Yeah. And then I got this little Jolteon.
Jolteon,
Yeah,
nice.
Dr. Jolt.
Yeah, he's got such a little. His snoot is just neat, little tiny, and so I was like, I gotta get one.
And that's Raichu, right? That's Raichu.
This is the Dene.
That's Raichu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a more mousy version of Raichu. This was actually from the prize wall, so this is not merch.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, with how many points Jennifer ended up getting with the family, we were like, oh, we can totally get a box. But then I realized that cards, like 90% of the cards would have just gotten like thrown to the side.
Right.
Right, it's bulk. And so we were like, what if we pivoted? What if we got something else? And so she got a fairy type backpack. It's so cute. And a Sylveon on the front, blue and pink, absolutely adorable.
It was really funny as well, like the prize wall at the end of day 3. They had like 2 separate queues for the prize wall. One of them was like the long, complicated zigzagging like rope system to feed people through for packs. And then the straightforward hallway that was for everything else.
Everything else.
And the everything else line was like empty 90% of the time because people just wanted the packs.
Yeah.
And then I see you have some non-Pokemon stuff sitting right here, Jose.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy, I know. But one of my favorite things to do while I'm on vacation is visit other game stores. And I like to, whenever I visit game stores, I like to support local businesses because I operate a local business myself. And so, I buy stuff out there. And most of the time, it is card singles, especially card singles. And I'm just like, I cannot live without this staple sometimes, especially since I'm a very specific kind of Commander player. Yeah. Where it's like, I like combo pieces. I like little tiny things that like interact really well with other stuff. And so I got a lot of card singles. I got this Japanese extended art. I forget what it was, drum bellower, boom bellower. Okay. It untaps all your creatures at the beginning of the end step. So I like untapping all my stuff to have mana. Blossoming Bog Beast. Whenever he attacks, you gain 2 life. Then creatures you control gain trample and +X for X is the amount of life you gain.
Those words aren't in the Pokemon rulebook.
Yeah, those are
This is new.
Witch's Clinic. These are basically cards where it's like, this was a commander deck that came out, and these were like the 2 best cards in that commander deck, and I was just like, I need extra copies of them. Thieving Varmint, because I can't have enough of this guy. Gotta steal stuff. Agent of Treachery, gotta steal stuff. The Azula version of that, that's funny.
Nice.
Borborygmos, discarding lands, dealing 3 damage.
I got like 3 of him.
Yeah, he's really good. Throne of Eldraine, staple in any monocolored deck.
I need that.
And then Scroll Rack, so that you can rack your scrolls.
And then I didn't bring it with me, but I also picked up a couple of Magic cards that like our store didn't have, so I was able to pick up a Smuggler's Copter and a Basilisk Collar for the Luris deck.
Yeah, I'm going to Austin this weekend. I'm trying to find a sneak attack.
But yeah, if you're in Houston, shout out to Asgard. They're really cool. Little store, but a lot of the stores there are little, especially compared to some of the bigger stores like us. We got way too much square footage.
Yeah, it turns out square footage is premium in Houston.
So I believe that.
Asgard, it's got a peaked roof, and so it looks like an older building.
Okay.
Definitely fits the name Asgard. Super cool place. Shout out to Colton, helped us out, got all our singles and stuff. Really cool guy. Gave me a D20 that, do I have it on me?
That ended up getting us free cheesecake?
The D20 got us free cheesecake because I rolled the D20 to decide what kind of cheesecake flavor I wanted, and the waiter was just like, dude, if you roll above a 15, I'll get you a free cheesecake. And then I rolled a bunch of 1s and 6s and 2s, and he's just like, screw it, I'm going to give you a free cheesecake.
Were y'all at the Cheesecake Factory?
We were at the Cheesecake
Factory.
Factory.
Let's go, Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
first time ever went.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so mad. So I'm going out of town this weekend, and I want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. But one of my friends, she's vegan. She's like, we can't go to Cheesecake Factory. I'm like, but I want cheesecake.
Go without him.
We're taking one vehicle.
Walk.
Grab a cheesecake to go. They do that.
Right, but I want the full experience.
Okay. Tell her to drink a mojito or something. That's vegan.
Yeah, but,
is it mojito? I don't want to think about it.
Club soda, sugar, binge, and a lime. It's vegan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho. But yeah, Asgard, Coral Sword, really cool place. Wizard Premium Store. It's a cafe mostly. Okay. But they do sell board games and stuff like that.
That is a sick name.
Yeah, they have a whole like sword rack with like a bunch of different swords, like a Buster Blade. They have a Coral Sword. Really cool place. Where else did we go that was really neat? I want to shout out. If you're in the Houston area.
Yeah, because like it was mostly those two. Like
pleasant conversation with a gentleman who is like in the Coral Sword, who's just like, you should go to this place, that place. Which, by the way, Tate, this is the part where I say, thank you for doing what you do. You're doing a really good job, because the guy I was talking to is like, what store do you run? And I was like, Phat Catz Gaming, and he was like, why do I recognize that name? It's because of your social media stuff. So shout out to Tate for doing the good deeds, the good work. Let's go. Because like we got recognized.
Heck yeah.
For good reasons.
I'm doing my part.
You're doing your part.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. We didn't go to too many.
Yeah, didn't have the time for it. And traveling is hard in that city.
Oh yeah, no.
Arduous.
That's another thing I know about Houston. Traveling's awful in there.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Could have been worse. Could have been San Antonio.
Could have been
San Antonio's not as bad as Houston.
Yeah.
It's just the traffic you gotta hit.
Don't say the word hit.
I might have ran into a curb.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's fine.
May have almost run into a few cars.
Randy
That's
was
fine.
shell shocked.
I'm shell off for different reasons. Well, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll tell you later after
Okay.
the
Yeah,
podcast.
we'll tell you later. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not podcast talk.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Okay.
No, yeah. Traffic. I'm very accustomed to being the guy to like do the driving because, like I said, I don't care if I break things sometimes.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Anyways,
Yippee!
so this whole weekend, how would you rate it on 1 to 10?
A good 8.
Good 8?
8 to 9.
Yeah, good like 7, 8. Not counting my own performance, that's just because that's my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, the event itself, aside from like the small side event issues, was pretty great. Like we did a lot of griping, but like the event's pretty good. They've definitely upped their game over the past few things. Like every time I go to a regional, the experience is just better every time.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's all part of that feedback.
And it's
Give
fun.
them feedback.
it's a really interesting one because like this is like like one of the last big events before rotation, and so for a lot of people this was like their last hurrah with their pet deck. So the vibes were immaculate, even if the tensions were high.
Yeah, because rotation is on April 10th.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Like this is the last, like for example, this is the last event I'm playing Golden Go in, for example.
Darn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the last event that I'm going to stick at the Pidgeot for the Charizard.
And with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. So next week we are.
Fish 7.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a
Next week
cheer.
we will be talking about Strixhaven.
Yeah.
So by the time the next episode comes out, we will be at Strixhaven pre-release. So we'll be talking about those cards. So tune in next time for that. Bye.
Bye.